Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Franklin here, and I know a video on my channel. Crazy. I thought it was a drought because we weren't going to hear any Pokemon news, and I completely forgot today there was a Pokemon Presents. And the reason why I forgot is because I've been playing Donkey Kong Bonanza. Phenomenal game. Mario Kart World, phenomenal game so far. I was thinking about making a video of the Nintendo Switch 2 review, but I feel like there's not enough games to justify a up-to-date and more sufficient and in-depth review, so I'll probably do that in the future. So we're going to talk about this Presents because I believe there were two major announcements. I don't really care about the other stuff. I don't care about films or a Poke Park or, you know, the other boring ass or whatever thoughtless ass Pokemon games like Pokemon Go, Pokemon Cafe Remakes, Pokemon Masters, Sex. I don't really care about none of that, so we're going to jump right into it. Before we start, I like for you guys to like and subscribe. That's the best way to support me for free. Now, the first major event is we're finally getting shiny versions of Wo-Chen, Tinglu, Chien-Pao, and Chi-Yu. Now, my opinion on this is these Pokemon should have been shiny maybe like a year or 6 months after the release of Scarlet and Violet. But it's cool, you know, getting them in Terra Raid battles, finally getting them shiny. I do believe their shiny variations are actually pretty sick compared to their normal variations, so there's that. Now, it's not like a regular Terra Raid battle. You're gonna obviously have to beat them, but I believe if the Terra Raids are completed 1,000,000 times from players around the world, Game Freak will distribute these shiny Pokemon at a future time. So that's pretty cool. I mean, I think at this point, like I said, I've always had a problem with Game Freak not releasing shinies sooner rather than later, because 3 years down the road after the release of Scarlet and Violet, like, you really think I'm playing Scarlet and Violet 24/7? Absolutely not. I stopped playing these games maybe about a year after, a year and a half maybe at most after the release, because there isn't really a post story. There isn't really much to do in the game. Once you complete the Pokedex or once you complete the DLC, what's the whole point? I mean, these should have been released in the DLC as waves, but, you know, that's just me. Maybe that's the reason I'm not a Game Freak employee. Now, the biggest announcement, kind of a shock factor, a really high shock factor. I was not expecting this at all. Mega Dragonite is finally canon in the Pokemon multiverse. The fact that we're getting a new Mega almost, I want to say, 11 years after the release of Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, it's just outrageous to see not only a beloved mechanic coming back into our lifetime, but also introducing a new Pokemon, especially one Pokemon that fans have been waiting for a Mega Evolution for years and years and years. And I've seen the artwork or the fan work that people have made about this Pokemon. A lot of people, particularly on social media, has been shitting on the design of this Pokemon, but honestly, I kind of like it. I was expecting the enlargement of the wings on its head, again, because of expectations and, you know, how people create a lot of artwork. And I like the design. I'm not really mad at it. Now, as a player who loves to play competitive formats, this Pokemon, I can absolutely 100% tell you it's going to be a demon. So we're going to jump right into the website here. They officially updated with Mega Dragonite. Of course, it's going to remain as a Dragon and Flying type Pokemon. 7'3", 639 pounds. You know, the Lakers do need a center right now. Anyways, here it goes. It soars around using the large wings on its head. Mega Dragonite has distinctive dragon air-like features, makes sense, such as a pearl on its tail and wings on its head that acts as feelers. Thanks to Mega Evolution, Dragonite can now fly faster and farther than before. This is making me believe that Dragonite, or the Mega Evolution of it, is absolutely going to be bonkers. Now, Dragonite is actually really good in competitive formats, particularly in singles formats, which I'm going to assume that's where Mega Evolutions tend to shine quite well. Obviously, you know, in VGC formats, we have to see, you know, it depends on who's using what. But in singles format, I can see this being an absolute monster, an absolute unit. And I will say this, there were 2 instances in history where Dragonite became really, really powerful. One, obviously, is the introduction of multi-scale, making an absolute unit and a difficult Pokemon to deal with. And second is the introduction of it allowing access to extreme speed. Phenomenal. And of course, you know, items like heavy duty boots, terrestrialization, Z moves made this Pokemon stick around for a very long time. It's still a very prevalent Pokemon, and the fact that its Mega Evolution could potentially make it even stronger and faster, yeah, I can't imagine that. Like, we always thought of like Mega Salamence, Mega Garchomp, you know, being the 2 dragons who I personally think are like the epitome of what true Mega Evolutions are about. Obviously, Garchomp was disappointing, but Mega Salamence was an absolute monster. Do I expect Dragonite to be a monster? Of course. I mean, it already is a monster. I mean, it's somewhat balanced, but I think in today's metagame, it's very prominent and it's a very good Pokemon. So, goodness gracious. But here's the thing that's really got me curious, and it's the next portion here. Even its kind-hearted nature is powered up. For Mega Dragonite, ending a Pokemon match quickly is an act of kindness towards the opponent. Its kind-hearted nature gets amplified when it Mega Evolves, and it launches powerful attacks at its opponent with a smile. At the same time, if it senses someone in trouble, it has the kindness to instantly rush to their aid, even if it's in the middle of an intense battle. Again, this is just solidifying evidence that this Pokemon is not only going to hit harder, it's going to hit faster. And like I said, Dragonite on its own right now in Generation 9 is no joke. So I can only imagine what this Pokemon will be when it's officially capable of being used in a competitive format, whether it's in singles or in doubles. I feel like it's going to be a nuke of a Pokemon. Now, I know Dragonite can be a goofy-ass Pokemon and could do some crazy stuff, but also, you know, it depends on how the metagame is. It depends on how things changed. I've seen that a couple move pulls here and there might change, or, you know, introduction of new Pokemon or older Pokemon might, you know, stop Dragonite from being too busted. But I really do think this Pokemon is going to shine phenomenally. I expect it to be one of the best Mega Evolutions of all time. Now, of course, because of the introduction of Mega Dragonite, that also is some sort of speculation that we could potentially see new Mega Evolutions that fans have been wanting for years. For example, Mega Flygon is one people have been talking about for quite a long time. Mega Arcanine is another Pokemon that I've seen since the Alolan days. Remember that? The Alolan Arcanine? Even though we got an eventual form in the Hisuian form of Arcanine, people still want a Mega. So there you have it. I wonder if we are going to get any more, but this was kind of a really shocker because Game Freak doesn't do stuff like this that often. Like, we find out about these kind of Pokemon while we're playing the games, and the game is about to be out in 3 months. So the fact that they start to show this right now, I think not only is a cool thing, but it's also trying to keep the game relevant. Remember, this game is competing with phenomenal AAA title games going out right now, not just on Nintendo Switch, but also on PS5. So there you have it. What's your opinion on Mega Dragonite? Do you like the design? Honestly, I like the design. I'm not completely caring too much about it because I only care about one thing, and it's competitive stats. If it's a monster, you're going to be on my team. I don't care how goofy you look. I don't care whether or not people hate you or love you. We're going to use you for competitive aspects. But after reading all of this right here, man, I think this is going to be a monster waiting for us in the next Legends EA game. So let me know what you guys think about this. It's your boy Franklin signing out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.